Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the Smash Bros. Upgraded tournament. Not to be confused with the other one that we do, but the upgraded tournament. Got a new matchup, new results to go over, and should be a fun, good little episode here today. So, if you haven't seen this, very simple. What is it? We took 48 characters. About to say 100. That was the other tournament. No. We took 48 characters, put them into a tournament. How this tournament works, I will upload one of the matches from it each day on my channel, except Sundays. And then I'll talk about the two characters in the matchup, maybe go over some facts, maybe mini moveset pool, maybe a little bit of a story, my personal pick, whatever it might be. And then we vote between one of the two characters, but there's some rules that we got to follow. Don't worry, they're really simple to follow. So let me just put them up on screen for you guys. Alright, rule number 1, you have to be open-minded for this tournament. Why do you have to be open-minded? All the characters in this game, or in this tournament, I should say, are already in Smash Bros. As a non-playable character. That's why we're calling it the upgraded tournament. So, is there a chance somebody could get upgraded? Maybe. I don't know. You don't know. So we put it as a maybe. That's why you got to be a little open-minded, alright? But rule 2. Keep in mind, you do only get 1 vote per person. We keep it fair that way, alright? 1 vote per person. Rule number 3. How do you vote? Simple. Down in the comments, type the name of the character you are voting for. If you happen to like both characters, though, you can, yes, you can vote for both characters by simply typing the word both. Rest of the rules, double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose 2 times before being officially eliminated. And then once we get to the results, to determine the winner and loser of each individual match, if there's a tie in the votes, we're going to flip a coin on camera, fairest way to break a tie. And then each matchup, voting-wise, only lasts for just 1 week. Alright, those are the rules. Let's go to the rest of the video. Alright, so we got to go over the results from last week, which was a really good matchup, but it really wasn't that close. I was kind of surprised. I was expecting it to be a little closer, but the matchup from last week was Bandana Waddle Dee, who was taking on Shovel Knight. So, who ended up getting this one? Like I said, it wasn't even close. Bandana Waddle Dee ended up winning this one, 54 votes to just 24 votes for Shovel Knight. So, Bandana Waddle Dee does advance, but he's got himself a very interesting match in the next round. He's going to have to face Rayman. But as in the next round, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So Shovel Knight does unfortunately already drop to the loser bracket, but I think he could bounce back strong. I think he could. So we'll see how he does. That's the result. So what's the matchup for today? We've already seen the thumbnail or the title of the video. We have King Boo from the Mario universe, we'll say, who is taking on Twintelle from ARMS. Yeah, Twintelle, another one of the more popular ones. So, who we have first? King Boo? Yeah, King Boo, baby. Alright, cool. King Boo. I mean, what's this more to say about him than, like, he's pretty iconic. If you've played a Mario game, odds are you know what a Boo is, or you know who King Boo is. Luigi's Mansion, he's a pretty big villain in that. So, he's definitely recognizable. He's a villain. Not just me. There's people that say it too. When I tally up votes, I think I said this in the other matchup just the other day. People were saying, yeah, I want to see a villain. I want to see somebody's rival, you know, something like that. So people want to see more villains on the roster. King Boo could help give us that, you know, fill in that, or just, yeah, I guess fill in the category, you know, just a little bit more, which would be kind of cool. Now, the odd part is he'd be another Mario character and could bring up the whole argument. Okay, Mario's already overrepresented, right? They have enough representation. Okay, I could agree with that for the most part, but I would still think there's room for one more Mario character. Nobody in particular comes to mind, but yeah, but still King Boo though. He would make such a fun character, and I think the way that his character could work that would make him, well, just different than anything we have on the roster. He'd be a bigger character in terms of, you know, size-wise, but since he's a ghost, shouldn't he be a lightweight, right? Even though, fun fact, what was it? Was it Mario Kart on the Wii, or is it Mario Kart Wii U? I think it was Mario Kart Wii. King Boo was playable, but he was a heavyweight character, which I never understood that. Never understood. Why is a ghost a heavyweight? Ghosts shouldn't weigh nothing, right? So I envision him as a bigger character that's a lightweight. So somebody that hits hard, but he can't get hit hard back, otherwise he's going to be losing a stock. So Again, how can he play? Oh, by the way, this always kind of made me a little upset, right? King Boo is an enhanced spirit. He's a big villain in the Mario universe, but you enhance him from a Boo to King Boo, and yet he's still only a 2-star. I always hated that. Should have been at least a 3-star. At least a 3-star. Like, what? They need to fix that. I mean, they don't, but I always found that weird. So, King Boo moveset would be very fun. You could have a little mechanic of him summoning and using all sorts of different, like the little Boos, so like the one you see on screen. Maybe he could summon that so they would work like they do in the Mario games, right? Where if you summon it and the little Boo starts kind of like homing in on an enemy. So if it's a 1v1, obviously they're just going to kind of home in on whoever. Multiplayer, it's just whoever's going to be closer, the Boo will go and attack. So it's like the Boo will be like this sort of floating type of heat-seeking kind of, I don't know, projectile, if you will. And it'd be really fun if you could summon out like 1 or 2, or maybe you could even get like a whole Boo ring, a Boo circle in there, in the moveset somewhere. That would be kind of cool. Plus, there's always different types of Boos, right? So there's like an inflatable Boo, which I could kind of see him, maybe as an example, down special. So what the inflatable Boo, that's not the official name of him, I don't think. But what he does is he inhales all this air and he like puffs himself up so he becomes even bigger. And I think King Boo could kind of do that in a fun way, right? So he becomes bigger, so he's going to hit harder, but every time he either delivers a hit or gets hit, he'll knock out some of the air and he'll kind of keep shrinking down. So the fun mechanic maybe could be get him bigger and just really start trying to hit him, but you know, knock away all the air. But if you can land some of them hits when you're inflated, hey, you're gonna be a menace to deal with. So in a way, it kind of counteracts him being a big character, but still being a lightweight. So he's a little bit bigger, but he's a lightweight, but he's bigger. How am I trying to explain this? He's bigger, he's a lightweight, but when you inhale the air, right? When you inflate himself, he's not going to get launched as easily then. So it's a way to kind of counteract it in a way. So could be a fun little thing. Again, he's got his little crown. You could use that for like a little headbutt, similar to King K. Rool for his up air, potentially. You got the Boo Dash. I suppose that could end up working. I do believe he's got a scepter. I've said it a few times. Could end up using that as like a, I don't know, forward smash if you really wanted to get the scepter involved somewhere. But could have a lot of fun with King Boo villain. I don't know if you could do something with like disappearing. Maybe that could be his up special. You know, pretty much like a warp in a way. So, like, he disappears and just reappears somewhere else. It could end up working, right? So, while it'd be really fun, I really would like the character. I think he's one of the Mario characters that doesn't get talked about a lot, but he kind of should. My personal opinion on that. So, I like King Boo, but what about Twintelle from ARMS? Now, we just had Min Min yesterday, so how could Twintelle work? So, she's the... I don't want to say an oddball, but she's the odd one out in terms of ARMS characters. In terms of everybody uses their arms, right? Twintelle uses her... I don't have hair, but she uses her hair as her fighting mechanic, right? So that's a little interesting. That could open up the possibility for her to be a little bit more unique. While her hair's doing all these extended punches and whatnot, she could end up using her actual arms in a little bit different way, which would be kind of fun, right? It just makes her a little bit more different than anybody else that ARMS could produce for a playable character. Now, I did say this in yesterday with Min Min, but each ARMS character has their own like different equipable like arms that do different things, like stuff that's explosion, stuff that's got like more attack, more defense, stuff like that. And I think it would be like no matter who the ARMS rep is, that would be the mechanic, I'd have to say, right? Interchangeable, different ARMS setups, whatever it might be. So maybe you can go with a more explosive one. Maybe you go with one that's more offensive, one, whatever it might be. So it all depends on the ARMS setups. But again, having her hair do all the fighting, which is such a weird thing to say, but having her hair do all the fighting opens her up for more possibilities with her actual arms. Maybe her feet, maybe they do get some kicks, or maybe they just really stay true to the ARMS characters and just just all... I mean, technically, I gotta think about this. For grabs, don't they... In arms, when you grab somebody, don't they, like, kick them away? Or I might be thinking of something different. So, maybe they don't use their feet besides walking and moving. But, Twintelle, again, one of the other more popular arms characters that could be considered as a front runner for Smash Bros. Ultimate for the arms DLC character. So, she could be interesting. Again, it all comes down to really, do you like arms? Do you think the moveset, do you think the play style could be fun? If so, Twintelle still might be right up your alley. You still might like it. Even if Twintelle might not be your #1 most wanted character from arms, which she's not for me. I told you, Max Brass, Ninjara, then Springman are my top 3. But the way I envision them, the way I can see them fighting, if it happened to be Twintelle or Min Min, 2 characters I'm not personally too high on, if it ended up being one of them, I'm still going to play the character because, again, the way I can envision the character fighting, like they do in arms, I'm okay with that. So, I like it. Depends on, well, what you guys prefer. Do you like Twintelle? Would she be your #1 pick for an arms? Is she your top 2, top 3 maybe? I don't know. You guys got to let me know. So, that's what the voting's all about. So, who are you guys going to vote for? King Boo, Twintelle, or both? They're all good options. So, I'm voting King Boo, by the way, if I didn't make that clear. King Boo has my vote. So, that is it for this one. So, sneak peek for tomorrow. Ooh, okay. Tomorrow, we have a newcomer to any of the tournaments. Tom Nook from the Animal Crossing series. Yeah, I wonder, did Animal Crossing have a game that, like, everybody in the world is playing right now? I don't think so. I don't know. People probably don't even know who Tom Nook is. Stealing all my dang bells. I don't like that. But that's the matchup tomorrow, and then the results is going to be from the Hunter from Monster Hunter, who's taking on Octoling. So we'll see that tomorrow. Today's wrapping up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully we catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.